Welcome to the Summer of Plunder. I'm Joseph here at Blood and Pigment, and the Summer of Plunder for 2024 is just starting, and I'm here to give you a description of the event and kind of give you some guidelines on how to participate. What is the Summer of Plunder? Summer of Plunder is a online coordinated campaign for Blood and Plunder and Oak and Iron, two pirate games by Firelock Games. The campaign is an official Firelock event this year, and they're supporting it in multiple ways. This is our fourth year running the campaign here at Blood and Pigment. We've started back in 2021, and we built on our various campaigns and sharpened it up, and it should be a good time this year. The campaign is built around community interaction, competition, prizes, and it's always a good time. The campaign runs from June 2nd to August 3rd, and it's very easy to participate. How does one participate in the Summer of Plunder? It's very easy and it's free. You just play a game of Blood and Plunder or Oak and Iron. Go to our game entry form here. Drop in a little bit of information, your name, what nation you're representing, English, and what faction you're using. A couple questions here. There's a map we're going to talk about in a minute, but you basically attack or defend something. It's kind of abstracted, but it kind of gives some competitive narrative to the event. Drop a couple pictures in and push submit. How do you win the Summer of Plunder? Well, there's a couple different layers here. First, you win by having a good time playing pirate games with other gamers. But there's also a big winner. Players kind of team together as nations. So all the Spanish players hang out and talk and scheme, and all the English players hang out and talk and scheme. We have Spanish pirates, English, French, Dutch, Native Americans, and some unaligned factions. And those factions are going to kind of fight each other over this map of the Caribbean. And we have an online map here laid over a Google map where as games play out, people are going to attack different locations and try to seize them to generate points, and whichever nation has the most points to win at the end is the ultimate winner, and they get to share that victory. But one player from that team gets a big prize, which we're going to talk about prizes later here. There's other ways to win. There's different objectives that happen throughout the campaign that you can get prizes for, and then at the end of the campaign there's a winner who has generated the most points. When you fill out that entry form, you get points for different things. You get 1 point for playing the game. You get 1 point for following a objective, different thing to complete that changes every week. You get 1 point for playing at your game store, or like a similar public space where you can kind of show off the game to other people. And you get 2 points for demoing, showing the game to a new person, teaching a new person how to play Blood and Plunder or Oak and Iron. So whoever gets the most points generated throughout the 9-week campaign gets another prize there. And there's other ways to win as well by doing different objectives here to get different prizes, but we'll look at that a bit. But lots of ways to win, but there's one nation that wins and there's one person that wins, and those are kind of the big headline winners. How does the map and campaign points and resolution work? This is a little bit tricky, and you might want to just look at the full page on the information for the campaign to get the details here. But basically, as you log games, you get to choose where you want to attack or defend. If you are playing as Spain, you have these different locations that are currently Spanish, and then when you play a game, you can choose to either defend one of your own places or attack another place. Say I'm a Spanish and I hate the pirates. When I log my game, I can choose to attack Nassau. And then all the points that I've generated from these things are going to go into a pool, and then at the end of a week, resolution happens every week for these points in combat. All the Spanish points are going to get tallied, and whichever location gets attacked or defended most is going to get hit pretty hard. And then I think the top 4 of them get hit. So if a lot of people vote to attack Nassau, a battle's going to happen there. The pirates might defend it, the Spanish might take it, might be a draw, but something will happen there. And then the next most attacked location, maybe the Spanish want to take some of their own cities, they can get Campeche there. Uh, whichever cities the Spanish players as a group decide to attack or defend, those are going to get resolved. And this is why it's good to coordinate with other people, which we're going to look at in a little bit here. But all your points you generate from playing your games go into pool. The commander has a little bit of say. There's a commander for each nation. You can meet the commanders on this Summer of Plunder page 2, and you can look on the blog as well, bloodandpigment.com. There's a call to arms for each nation up at this point here. You can meet your commanders for the different nations, see their introductions to their plans for their campaign, and join a team if you haven't already. And then when you hold a location, it generates points, and whoever has the most points at the end of the 9 weeks, that nation will be the winner. So every time you play, it's kind of abstracted. You can choose to attack or defend whatever place you want, no matter. Say you play a game at your local game store, you play your buddy Bob, he's playing Spanish as well. It can be Spanish and against Spanish, but you can still log it as attacking a pirate city. And that kind of is separated just for abstraction's sake, and so you don't start having to fight the people that are local, or even if you play solo. But just choose where you want to attack, and that will get resolved at the end of every week. And then we'll send out an update via the blog, letting people know what happened on the map. This map will be updated, so the flags will start to change depending on what happens, and you'll get an update on how many points each nation has. Commanders have fun options too. They can throw points in to kind of help reinforce what the players have done, or they can do some other like trade or negotiate kind of things, or all sort. Got 4 other actions, and you can look at all those actions right here. There's a sample turn resolution. That's kind of hard to explain in just a quick minute here, but it gives a little narrative. Makes different nations get they can team up. They can the commanders can talk to each other and make deals, wheel and deal. And usually there's a little bit of betrayal. It's a lot of fun, but you don't have to understand all the inner workings of this just to play a game, have fun, and see what happens with your nation on the Summer of Plunder. All right, you're ready to jump into the Summer of Plunder, play some games, and have some fun. And you might want to coordinate with other players in your nation. There's a couple online places you can do that. Hopefully, there's some players in your area you can kind of work with as well. But a lot of the campaign will be coordinated through the dedicated Discord server. There's a link to it right here on the main page for this 2024 Summer of Plunder. You can click on that and jump in. It'll have a bit of an introduction here to the server, and then you want to go to the Join a Nation channel, ask for which nation you like, and you'll get assigned a role here, just like this. Pirate player. Now, they have access to the pirate channel here. This is where all the secret inner workings of the pirates happen. There's a commander, Dan Carlson from Blood and Pigment here is the commander this year, and he's going to be coordinating. Each nation has a bit of a different flavor. The pirates are always very democratic. The Spanish are very organized. The last couple of years, Garrett Swader from Blood and Pigment is leading them up. The English are always very aristocratic, in my opinion. Strong leadership in Jaden King. The French are always sneaky. Well, I don't not always, but last year they had some pretty sneaky things going on, led by Andy Hodges. The Dutch, captained by Matthew Dora this year. That they've been underdogs, but always do pretty well. The Native Americans have a new commander with Bartosz over in England, and they've always been underdogs as well because they have fewer players. But this year, our rules kind of foster each nation being able to have a chance at the top spot. So, jump into the Join a Nation. You'll get into the chat where you can talk with other players from your nation, and it's really important because if you want to target a certain location, take that out on the map, you want to all do the same thing. So you'll have a chance at taking that. So really important for coordinating here. You can also get on the Firelock Games Facebook pages. There's one for Oak and Iron, and there's one for Blood and Plunder. A lot of chatter goes on there for the campaign and for other things, Blood and Plunder. Good places to go to interact with other players and enjoy the campaign together, even with people around the world. Where do you play for your games of Summer of Plunder? You can play anywhere. You can play at your game store, you can play at home, you can play at a club. We encourage you to play at game stores because it usually puts the game on display for the public and people might want to jump in and buy a set. You can get more players in your club. It's a good time to grow the game in your area. I know it's hard to get a community regularly playing, which is real important if you enjoy playing the game. Getting a critical mass of players so you can have a regular meetup. You get extra point if you play in a public space like a game store. Also, game stores have access to the Firelock Games Summer of Plunder organized play kit. A bunch of goodies in there, including some exclusive miniatures, a booklet of scenarios and explanation of the campaign itself, a nice poster to put up your store to let people know when you're going to be playing. And the miniatures it includes are a Surgeon model, a Master Gunner model, and a Plunder token, always useful. And it contains a whole set of alternate art cards for all your sailor miniatures from each nation. And it includes a little bag of 4 metal fortune coins. There's some kind of a random selection, some really nice ones, some generic ones, and even a couple organized play kits will have genuine historical coins from the 17th and 18th century. So game wherever you want, but game stores are recommended. Objectives. Objectives are a fun way to have kind of a common experience with people during the Summer of Plunder. Each week there's a cycling objective, both for Blood and Plunder and for Oak and Iron. Here, the first week starts out, play a small game, basically. You can get several games in this way, kind of get the points rolling. Should be fun. A couple quick games in your evening. But the next week is there's a storm brewing. Start with the weather +2. It helps you kind of going through this series of objectives helps you explore the game and maybe try some things you wouldn't otherwise. And then everybody's kind of doing the same thing. You get extra point if you do what the objective here. So that helps. And you then when the update goes out, there might be some pictures all kind of reflecting, participating in this objective together, and it's a lot of fun. A couple weeks, week 3 and week 9, each nation will have its own objective that week. The commander of that nation will have something special planned for you that so you can just watch your nation's Discord channel, or the weekly update will have them as well the week before. Uh, and so the campaign ends on that note as well as 1 week in the middle there. Prizes. It wouldn't be a Summer of Plunder without some plunder to give out. We have a huge lineup of prizes this year, much donated from sponsors. Felled Hair. There's lots of sponsors. You can look at this page to get a list of those. We got prizes going out every week for a couple different things. Best photo, random person who did the objective, and a random participant of the week. Random some prizes there. You can see that we got just stuff to give away to our participant of the week. Different something every week. We got prizes going out to new players, people who have started the game recently. Got big packages of miniatures and even a resin ship going out there. We got some cool books, some going from different authors related to the history behind Blood and Plunder. We got a bunch of end of campaign prizes. The grand prize, kind of for a random player from the winning nation, is a 6th-rate frigate, one of the biggest ships for the game, donated by Firelock Games. We got a bunch of fun stuff going out here at the end. You got your national prizes we talked about before. And we got the prizes from the organized play kit if you're able to get a hold of that and participate at your local game store with a quartermaster. Here's a list of our sponsors. A bunch got Firelock Games, obviously, Felled Hair, miniature cases designed for Blood and Plunder, Table War, Benderson Little, historical consultant for Blood and Plunder. C-Month's quality sales, some of the best sales for Blood and Plunder ships. Timber and Sail, got some oak and iron in there. I should mention Jason Klotz is one of the campaign organizers, has put a massive amount of work into not only Timber and Sail, but this campaign. He's run all the spreadsheets, built the map, and we're really thankful for his help there. The Plunder Den, Dexter over on his YouTube channel has donated some terrain. Captain Morrow we're getting some cool historical looking documents from them, things from the basement, make some great terrain and accessories for Blood and Plunder, and some random individuals have donated prize. We got over $3,000 of prize support for the campaign this year, all sending out to anyone around the world for free as they are selected randomly or have earned a prize in this year's Summer of Plunder. Lots of fun to be had, lots of plunder to get. We encourage you to jump in and participate in the 2024 Summer of Plunder from Firelock Games. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact us here at Blood and Pigment or Firelock Games as well. Happy plundering!